The crack research staff at Sports Channel 8 has crunched the numbers and they've determined it's August. That means we play college football this month, people, and that means college football camps are open. Side note, that also means your favorite summer beers are about to be replaced by a sea of pumpkin spice ales. So stock up on your next trip to the teeter. Now, unless you're the type of sports super nerd who already has a subscription to that news sports site, The Athletic, even though the sports haven't started yet this season, you're probably like me and don't actually know a lot about the season that lies ahead. Which is why we rely on the flimsiest of fill work, the puffiest of prediction places, the meaningless summer college football preview magazine. Never mind that most of this content was written in March, or that a quarter of the players featured will either be injured, have transferred, or been passed on the depth chart by the time a real down is played. Meaningless summer college football preview magazines are basically here to remind the casual fan who coaches what team, sorry Hugh Freeze, and what conference teams play in these days. And for most of us, that's enough information. Rounded out with some high expectations for 90% of the Power 5 schools, and I got enough to get me through a beach week without having to actually talk to anyone, or especially having to babysit their kids. The only dilemma, however, is to know which meaningless summer college football preview magazine to buy. Lindy's, Athlon, Phil Steele, Sporting News. I mean, there are just so many, and they all have Clemson and Florida State and my favorite team starting quarterback on the cover. It's almost as if they localized the covers to sell more meaningless summer college football preview magazines. I've found that the best way to cut through the clutter of all the different magazines is to just pick one meaningless summer college football preview magazine and stick with that one year after year. Other magazines may look slick, they may be tempting, but just pick one and stick with it. And that's why every August I read the 2003 Street and Smith's College Football Magazine cover to cover. Now, granted, Bruce Perry, Kevin Jones, Wally Lundy, and T.A. McClendon may not be rushing to glory this season, but there's a lot of good info that can be found inside my trusty college pigskin Bible. For instance, on NC State, the Wolfpack is shooting for the top 10 this season. Overinflated expectations, does that sound familiar to anyone? Or how about over here on UNC? They got whooped so soundly late in the season last year that many wondered if the team had quit on coach John Bunting, but you get the point. And under Duke's season preview, the magazine correctly lists Duke Athletic website. I mean, come on, this is great stuff in here. And it's not just the local teams. Street and Smith's 2003 college football preview pages feature Michigan and Ohio State finishing 1-2 in the Big Ten, Washington leading the Pac-10. And what college football preview magazine would be complete without ranking Notre Dame as their #1 independent school? The 2003 Street and Smith does have Alabama predicted to finish 3rd in the SEC West. But you know what? I like the fact that it shows some balls, and they won't just genuflect to Nick Saban and make him #1 year after year. I admire that about you, 2003 Street and Smith. So take my advice and stick with one meaningless summer college football preview magazine. Let's be honest, it can't be that much more wrong than the ones you're currently buying and reading. I'll stick with Street and Smith's 2003. For Sports Channel 8, I'm Hayes Permar.